I loved Sonic the Hedgehog 2. You can actually hear all about it in the link above. But Sonic the Hedgehog 3, if everyone plays their cards right, this movie will be a game changer. So here are my thoughts on not only my hopes, but expectations for the upcoming Sonic sequel. Let's start off with talking about the big elephant in the room. Or should I say, hedgehog in the room. Shadow the Hedgehog. That end credit scene made people in my theater so excited for the next Sonic movie. Me included, if you can't tell. Besides Sonic, I would argue that Shadow is the most popular character in the series, and for good reason. In many ways, he's more interesting than Sonic. Sonic is the hero that will always do what's right. Shadow is the edgy anti-hero with a blurred moral compass. Ironically, this makes Sonic more static as a character. This is in contrast to Shadow, who is more dynamic and directional. There's so much to explore with Shadow's past, and it would be criminal to brush off his backstory in the upcoming sequel. Giving Shadow ample screen time is necessary for him to be fully realized as a character. What I expect and hope is that Shadow will get as much screen time as Sonic in the next movie. Honestly, he's popular enough and interesting enough to be straight up the main character in the sequel. And if the studio happens to get Keanu Reeves to voice the Hedgehog, the movie will just win. Keanu as Shadow is a recipe for success.
Know what? You're starting to remind me of me, 50 years back. Minus the charisma.
Despite Shadow having his own post-credit scene, I don't think he'll be the only new character introduced in the sequel. I have two other contenders for appearing in the next Sonic movie. The first one is, drumroll please, Rouge the Bat. I know you furries are like,
yes, my waifu's finally here.
But in defense of furries, I can't believe I just said that. Is Rouge really a bat? Like, look at her. If she is a bat, she barely is one. At most, she's like 20% bat and 80% whammon. All jokes aside, I think there's a decent chance for Rouge to show up in the Sonic sequel. In Sonic 2, we were introduced to Gun, the Master Emerald, and the Chaos Emeralds. All those things are directly related to Rouge the Bat. In Sonic lore, Rouge is a former jewel thief that works as an agent for Gun. Introducing her in Sonic 3 makes sense. I can see Rouge catching wind of the Master Emerald being revealed and then warping into Earth to try to capture the emerald for herself. My guess is that Gun will see her skills as a jewel thief and will eventually hire her as an agent. I'm calling it right now. Once the movie's over, she's gonna be part of the Knuckles spin-off series for Paramount+. Another character that I think has a decent shot of showing up in the sequel is Amy Rose. I don't really have a good reason for why Amy would show up. Maybe it's because I see the movie trying to follow the Sonic Adventure series, which has Amy in it, but it's just a hunch I have. In the first two movies, we see Tails warping in to help Sonic. I could see Amy following a similar path as Tails. The movie can characterize her as another Sonic fan wanting to help her hero. It would also give her a chance to express her love to him, which we all know is a very Amy thing to do. I don't think it's a stretch to assume that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 will be a massive movie. You may be thinking, how in the world are we going to fit all these characters, storylines, and arcs into one film? Well, the answer is very simple. You can't. That's why I predict that there will be a two-part finale for this part of Sonic's journey. The two-part finale will combine the stories of Sonic Adventure 1 and Sonic Adventure 2. I think a majority of Part 1 will focus on SA2's Team Dark storyline, where Dr. Eggman, Shadow, and Rouge team up to capture the Master Emerald in order to activate a lost experiment found in the Space Colony Ark. This project was developed by Eggman's grandfather, Dr. Gerald Robotnik, who I think J.K. Simmons should play, by the way. In his mind, Eggman sees activating the experiment as a way to bring glory to the Robotnik legacy. He thinks it will allow him to harness the power of the Master Emerald and control the universe. But what he doesn't know is that Dr. Gerald has something more sinister in mind. I think the movie will reveal that Dr. Eggman's relationship with his grandfather plays a huge role in why Eggman is the way he is. So Part 1 will be Sonic and his friends, trying to defeat Eggman, Shadow, and Rouge. But the catch is, I think in Part 1, Sonic will fail. The villains will activate Dr. Gerald's project, but instead of awakening the Bio-Lizard in the end of SA2, they'll awaken Perfect Chaos from Sonic Adventure 1. This will lead us to Part 2, the finale, where everyone will team up to defeat Perfect Chaos. Both the heroes and villains will work together to defeat a greater enemy. Jim Carrey has made statements about retiring soon, and I think a proper send-off for him and the character would be to give him a redemption arc. Just imagine this. In part 2, Dr. Eggman discovers that the Ark doesn't let him control the world, but actually destroys it by summoning perfect chaos. Jim Carrey could make a joke like, "How can I control the world if it's not gonna be here in the first place?" But eventually, Eggman will learn that his grandfather is a dark reflection of himself, a man with great intellect, but was corrupted by his own pride. Towards the final act of part 2, Dr. Eggman is put in a situation where he has to willingly sacrifice himself to pay for the sins of his grandfather and save the world from his own creation. I know in SA2 it was Shadow sacrificing himself in the end, but I don't think they're gonna let him do that since Shadow is too bankable of a character to let go. Like Knuckles, I could see Shadow even having his own spin-off series after this movie. I also think that once Perfect Chaos is defeated, Less Perfect Chaos will also be a part of the Knuckles spin-off series. Wow, I've been talking a lot about this Knuckles show. Sounding pretty good. I don't expect it to be a small show. I think it's gonna be a pretty big show. But yeah, all I'm doing right now is just playing with ideas here, and it's just exciting to see what the movies can explore with these characters and stories. Now, if only Sega can make Sonic as cool as their movies. If you want to see how Sega can make Sonic cool again, click this video right here. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like. It helps support the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, peace out.